The wisdom of single-minded invocation, when scattered hearts encounter ultimate truth. The distinction between ritualistic recitation and genuine supplication. The Lotus Sutra Chapter 25, the Universal Gateway of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, states, if countless hundreds of thousands of millions of sentient beings are suffering various pains and hear the name of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva and single-mindedly call upon the name of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva will immediately perceive their voices and enable them all to attain liberation. What is noteworthy in this passage is that it clearly presents the condition of calling single-mindedly rather than simply calling. There is a fundamental difference between calling single-mindedly and calling habitually. Habitual recitation is an act performed only with the mouth while the mind is scattered in various directions. But single-minded recitation occurs in a state where all mental functions are integrated toward one purpose. This difference represents not merely a matter of degree but qualitatively different spiritual states. The Lotus Sutra's presentation of single-mindedness as a condition contains the wisdom that true salvation occurs not through formal ritual but through complete opening of the heart. Even though Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's compassionate power is infinite, genuine response cannot occur without preparing the vessel to receive it. The essence of single-mindedness, integration and concentration of mind. The first meaning of single-mindedness is gathering the scattered mind into one. Ordinarily, our minds are constantly dispersed with regrets about the past, worries about the future, and desires of the present. In such a dispersed state, no matter how many sutras we memorize or how often we call upon the Buddha's name, genuine spiritual experience is difficult to achieve. In Buddhist practice, single-pointed mind means a state where all mental activities are directed toward one object. This is a dimension of mental state different from simple concentration, where all functions of the mind are integrated to operate toward one purpose. Only in such a state can genuine insight and transformation become possible. The Lotus Sutra's teaching that immediate response occurs when calling upon Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva single-mindedly demonstrates the special power possessed by such an integrated mental state. With a scattered mind, only weak signals can be sent, but with an integrated mind, powerful and clear signals can be transmitted. The wisdom of single-mindedness, opening beyond ego boundaries. The deeper meaning of calling single-mindedly is dissolving ego boundaries and becoming one with a greater existence. Ordinarily, we maintain the subject-object separation perspective of I pray to the Buddha. However, in a true single-minded state, such separation disappears and the one praying and the object of prayer meet within one field. The Lotus Sutra's statement that Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva immediately perceives their voices indicates response that transcends space and time. This demonstrates that spiritual communication free from physical distance or temporal constraints is possible. However, for such response to occur, the caller's mind must be in a completely open state, the single-minded state. In the single-minded state, personal desires and attachments disappear, leaving only pure supplication. Such pure supplication naturally resonates with the universe's compassionate power, resulting in genuine help and healing. The practice significance of single-minded recitation. Calling single-mindedly is not merely a prayer method but a complete practice in itself. In the process of gathering the mind into one, the afflictions and delusions that ordinarily torment us naturally settle. This brings the effect of mental purification without forcibly trying to eliminate afflictions. The Lotus Sutra's teaching that single-minded recitation enables liberation from all sufferings refers to this purification effect. In the single-minded state, mental dispersion and attachment, the root causes of suffering, are naturally resolved. Furthermore, single-minded recitation includes both gradual practice and sudden enlightenment simultaneously. The effort to maintain single-mindedness itself is gradual practice, while immediate transformation occurs the moment single-mindedness is perfected. This is the sudden aspect. This corresponds exactly with the Lotus Sutra's expression of immediately attaining liberation. The principle of genuine supplication and response. The reason calling single-mindedly is important is that it serves as the criterion distinguishing genuine supplication from false supplication. Genuine supplication contains urgency arising from life's depths, and such urgency naturally causes the mind to gather into one. Looking at the people calling upon Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva in various dangerous situations in the Lotus Sutra, they are all earnestly calling at life and death crossroads. In such extreme situations, there is no room for other distracting thoughts, and the single-minded state naturally occurs. This shows that single-mindedness is not merely a technique but a natural state arising from genuine need. Genuine supplication also contains pure aspiration that transcends selfish desires. In the single-minded state, one pursues greater good rather than personal benefit, and such pure aspiration naturally harmonizes with the universe's compassionate power. The relationship between single-mindedness and wisdom. Deep wisdom is contained in calling single-mindedly. First, the wisdom to accurately grasp the root cause of problems. External problems mostly arise from internal confusion, and knowing that external problems naturally resolve when the mind is gathered into one. Second, the wisdom to choose efficient practice methods. The wisdom that simple but powerful methods are more effective than complex rituals or difficult practices. The Lotus Sutra's teaching that all problems are resolved simply by calling Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's name single-mindedly demonstrates such wisdom. Third, the wisdom to understand the principle of interdependence. The wisdom that salvation is not unilaterally given but occurs when the mental state of the one requesting salvation meets the saving power. The condition of single-mindedness shows the necessity of such interaction. The contemporary meaning of single-minded recitation. The meaning of calling single-mindedly is more urgent in contemporary society. Due to information floods and various stimulations, modern people's minds are more scattered than ever. In such circumstances, single-minded practice becomes an effective method for recovering mental peace and concentration. Single-minded recitation also has effects similar to mindfulness practice in modern psychology. By concentrating on one object, one can escape from distracting thoughts and worries and cultivate the ability to remain fully in the present moment. The Lotus Sutra's teaching of single-minded recitation can contribute to mental health and quality of life improvement beyond religious faith. The inner peace and clarity experienced in the single-minded state have lasting effects in daily life. Single-mindedness and the realization of compassion. The ultimate purpose of calling single-mindedly is realizing compassion. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's immediate response to sentient beings' calls in the Lotus Sutra expresses infinite compassion. Through single-minded calling practice, we too can cultivate such compassion. In the single-minded state, the distinction between self and other disappears, and one feels all beings suffering as one's own suffering. Through such experience, genuine sympathy and compassion naturally arise. This means not merely receiving Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's compassion, but becoming a being who realizes such compassion oneself. Single-minded recitation thus provides a complete practice system that begins with personal salvation and leads to the realization of universal compassion. This corresponds exactly with the Lotus Sutra's ideal of all sentient beings' Buddhahood. Conclusion: the perfection of single-minded calling single-mindedly is not a simple prayer method but a complete practice integrating profound wisdom and compassion. It purifies and integrates the mind, enables experience of the principle of genuine supplication and response, and ultimately presents the path to realizing compassion. The Lotus Sutra's Universal Gateway chapter's presentation of single-mindedness as a condition compresses all this wisdom into complete teaching in one phrase. In the moment of calling single-mindedly, we integrate scattered consciousness, offer pure supplication, and experience becoming one with the universe's compassionate power. Through such experience, we achieve internal transformation and growth beyond solving external problems. Single-minded recitation thus provides a complete spiritual journey that begins with personal salvation and leads to the realization of universal compassion. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's infinite compassion always awaits us, but receiving and realizing it depends on our single-mindedness.